Qin Tian looks around and finds wild oyster mushrooms. He is glad that he has the system to identify resources around him. However, some resources don't appear in the book he bought from the store, so he is not sure if they are edible. Qin Tian finds a rabbit. He uses his hammer as a distraction and tries to catch it. However, the rabbit is so fast. He remembers Ellen and goes back to the campsite. Just then he hears Ellen scream. He quickly runs over and Ellen claims that there is a snake. Qin Tian runs and grabs the creature, which turns out to be an eel. Ellen then tells him to get out. Qin Tian is more focused on getting a new type of food to eat. Ellen finishes her bath and sees Qin Tian waiting for her. She tells him to stop staring and Qin Tian, blushing, claims that she looks beautiful. Ellen gets embarrassed and returns first to their camp. She gets mad at herself for getting shy over Qin Tian's words. Qin Tian also didn't expect to utter such words. Qin Tian then removes his clothes and plans to check for more eels. He finds holes in the wet mud and covers one of them. He can't use his bare hands because some crabs or poisonous snakes might also live in the holes. He remembers grabbing a water snake instead of an eel when he was young. Eels are attracted to water grass, so Qin Tian uses a water grass stalk to lure out the eel. He feels a bite and pulls out the eel. He later returns to the camp with more eels. Ellen worries that they can't do everything at once. Qin Tian suggests smoking the meat to preserve it. He smokes the eel so the meat can last for weeks or months. Ellen asks if she can help with anything because Qin Tian is the one who does almost everything. Qin Tian will teach Ellen how to make ropes out of tree bark so they can finish the windshield. He leaves Ellen to check the trap in the stream. The trap can only catch 2 or 3 fish each time. He makes a small lake beside the stream to store the fish he catches so they won't worry about food. Night comes and the two cook the eel meat with berries. Ellen takes a bite and drowns in the appetizing taste. Qin Tian finds her weird now. 2 days later, Qin Tian returns to where he got the mushrooms. They already ran out of eels and he needs to catch some wild rabbits today. In a flashback, Qin Tian breaks the old windshield to create a bigger one. With Ellen's help, they made a better version that feels safer to live in. Qin Tian tries to recall the path where the wild rabbit ran. He tries to find a place with less grass and finds trees with burrows. He covers the holes he found and leaves 2 open. He places burning horseshoe fungi near the holes to smoke the rabbits out. Just then, a rabbit comes out and Qin Tian easily catches it. However, it is an offspring. Another rabbit runs out and Qin Tian recalls that rabbits live in herds. He checks the hole and discovers more small rabbits. He catches everything and brings them back to their camp. Ellen gets excited over the rabbits. Qin Tian is impressed that Ellen made a lot of ropes. He then claims to butcher them, but Ellen disagrees because they are too cute to eat. However, Ellen claims it is better to fatten them up first before they get eaten. Qin Tian didn't expect that side of Ellen. She knows that they don't have a choice but to kill them for survival. Qin Tian later butchers the biggest one and sets aside the fur for future use. The two eat dinner and find the rabbit meat stinky. Qin Tian asks Ellen why she is cheerful, and Ellen claims that the next day is the 7th day. She still thinks that a rescue team will come, and Qin Tian tries to act happy too. They are done eating, and Ellen wonders what Qin Tian is doing. Qin Tian plans to start a fire using a different method. Based on the camping book he got from the store, there are various ways of starting a fire. He tries using a wooden bow, and he is successful in starting a fire. The next morning they leave the camp and arrive at the shore. Qin Tian knows they will be waiting until night, so he starts preparing. Dusk comes, and Ellen asks Qin Tian why the rescue team is not yet here. She starts despairing and Qin Tian gets worried. Ellen grabs his hand and cries out that they will die on the island by themselves. She continues to cry as she despairs. Qin Tian slaps her and Ellen asks why he did that. Qin Tian tells her to cry everything out. Ellen hugs her while crying out loud. Qin Tian tells her not to worry because he is with her. The night passes by. The next morning, Ellen slaps Qin Tian as revenge for the previous night. She also thanked Qin Tian, but Qin Tian didn't hear her. She then tries to change the topic and asks him to check the low tide. Qin Tian corrects her, saying that it is not yet time. They have a meal first while waiting. Ellen read in a book that a person missing for 2 years is considered legally dead. Qin Tian mentions that a rescue team will give up after a month of no results. Ellen gets mad at him for being negative. Qin Tian then suggests creating a boat and escaping the island themselves. Ellen thinks Qin Tian is cool right now. Qin Tian then tells her to get some seafood now that it is low tide. They later return to the camp and Qin Tian is glad that the rabbits didn't run away. They cooked the seafood they collected. Qin Tian tells Ellen to eat first, but she must not throw away the shells because they will be useful later. The seafood is only temporary and Qin Tian must find another source of food. Ellen can notice Qin Tian's darkened eye bags. Qin Tian later takes a nap and asks Ellen to wake him up at midnight to switch to night watching. Ellen thinks it is her fault that Qin Tian didn't get enough sleep last night. The morning comes and Qin Tian is surprised. He gets mad at Ellen for not waking her up, but Ellen just wants him to fully recover from his sleep. Qin Tian then tells the sleep-deprived Ellen to rest for the day. Qin Tian sets out to find more resources. Qin Tian has been searching for 2 hours, but he finds nothing. He then decides to go to the shore instead to get seafood again. Just then, he notices something. He runs and comes across a bamboo forest. Bamboo is a multifunctional plant. Qin Tian has a hard time cutting down a bamboo tree. He brings one down and remembers that there might be bamboo shoots nearby. He cuts the bamboo into pieces and loads them up. He returns to the camp and Ellen tells him to eat what she cooked. Qin Tian stares at a burnt fish and Ellen asks how it is. It doesn't taste good, but Qin Tian says otherwise. Ellen tries it and she complains about how hard and bitter it is. Ellen apologizes for wasting food and Qin Tian claims that it is still edible. Qin Tian tells her to eat the oysters instead, but Ellen keeps eating the burnt fish. The night deepens and Ellen asks what Qin Tian is doing with the bamboo. He plans to make a fish trap to replace the plastic bottle. Ellen then helps cut some bamboo to create water bottles. Qin Tian is glad that Ellen is willing to work and finish it on her own. Based on the survival book, Qin Tian creates a fish trap, and he gets points for it. Ellen shows what she made and Qin Tian compliments her work. She asks if Qin Tian has anything to do tomorrow, and she plans to go with him to help. Qin Tian is impressed with how Ellen changed and plans to make good use of her. The next day, the two go to the bamboo forest. Ellen finds the place next to the bamboo forest more suitable for a camp. However, Qin Tian points out that food is their priority right now. Ellen is tasked with looking for bamboo shoots and she finds a bunch of them. After she collected bundles of them, she discovered a herd of wild boars. She stays silent and runs over to Qin Tian. Qin Tian gets surprised, and Ellen points in the direction of the boars. Qin Tian grabs Ellen's hands and tells her to run and leave the place quickly. Though they are carnivores, wild boars can attack ferociously. However, more wild boars appear on the side where they came out. Qin Tian signals Ellen to be quiet, but the wild boars smell them. The two then quickly ran away. However, the boars are fast. Ellen is tired, but she can't hold back Qin Tian. Ellen tells Qin Tian to go and leave her. Qin Tian gets mad at the movie cliché. He then faces the herd of boars and shouts out loud. The boars freeze in place, and Qin Tian continues making loud noises. It works well, and he throws his stone axe at the herd of boars. The herd runs away, and Qin Tian falls to the ground in relief. Ellen gets worried, and Qin Tian tells her that he is fine and they need to move now. Qin Tian notices a boar left alone and notices that it is wounded. A boar left alone will feel terrified and become more aggressive. Qin Tian throws his axe at the boar and baits it. He tells Ellen to go back to their camp. Qin Tian then activates his skill and he gets faster like a leopard. He gets far away, but the skill drains too much of his energy. He falls to the ground, thinking that he escaped from the boar already. Just then, birds create a ruckus nearby. Qin Tian wonders if it is the boar, and yes, it is. Qin Tian gets surprised and climbs a nearby tree. As he feels lucky that the boar can't climb, the board starts striking the tree. Qin Tian grabs properly at the tree until the board gets tired and stops. As it walks away, Qin Tian remembers how precious pork is. He jumps off the tree and confronts the boar. The boar charges at him, which Qin Tian quickly dodges. The boar hits the tree, making it unconscious. Qin Tian finishes it off, but the boar had too much vitality. Qin Tian continues attacking it until it falls dead. He receives points for hunting the wild boar. The wild boar is too heavy, so he plans to get it back the next day after resting and recovering. He hopes that no other predators will find the boar. Meanwhile, Ellen is in a hurry to make a stone axe to help Qin Tian. She rips her dress and collects ashes. Qin Tian asks what she is doing, and Ellen claims that ashes can blind the boars so they can escape. Ellen then realizes that she has been talking to Qin Tian and he appears with a fish in hand. Ellen looks glad and hugs Qin Tian. She was afraid that she wouldn't see him again. She notices that he is wet and he claims it is a long story. It got awkward when Qin Tian started stripping. Ellen tells him that they are not kids anymore and reminds him to dry his clothes first. Just then, Qin Tian flashes himself to Ellen. Ellen quickly covers her eyes and Qin Tian claims he was wearing underpants. That night, Ellen feels bad about leaving the bamboo shoots behind. Qin Tian tells her that he killed the boar. Ellen worries about encountering the boars again, and Qin Tian can only think of making a bow and arrow to fight back. The next morning, Qin Tian quickly returns to the boar he killed and discovers that other animals found it. Luckily, there are more parts left. He notices a scratch mark from another animal. He starts butchering the boar and brings it back to the camp with bamboo. Meanwhile, Ellen is making a needle from a rabbit's bone and Qin Tian surprises her. Ellen gets mad and notices the meat Qin Tian brought back. Ellen wonders how he will use the fat, and Qin Tian claims that it can be used to make a fat-based oil. However, they don't have a container. Qin Tian then asks Ellen for help making one. He plans to do pottery and he feels lucky that the clay nearby is usable. He remembers the steps from the survival book. He tries to make one, but it looks like something unusable. He throws it away. He then makes a small bowl and discovers Ellen made better-looking ones. He then asks her to make one big enough for cooking. Qin Tian makes a kiln for drying the clay until it gets dark. During dinner, Qin Tian feels glad that they won't have food problems for the next month. Ellen notices Qin Tian smiling and claims that he is just happy to be alive. Qin Tian compliments Ellen's ability to mend. Ellen claims she must learn how because they don't have any clothes to change into. Qin Tian then tells her not to worry because they can change their clothes soon. If you guys want part 3, please let me know in the comments.